Hello viewers and welcome back to the Elite Karting series. We're here for round 7 at the wonderful 1.3 kilometre long Daytona Milton Keynes, where we're using the cliff drop bus stop layout for the first time in a while. Split 2 race 1 is coming up shortly, and we can take a look at the grid with Barney Williams starting on pole position in these wet conditions, very close to Raj Kular, just 0.2 of a second ahead. Samuel Bennett and Andy Laister, row 2 of the grid. Miles Harding is on row 3 alongside Adam Thompson, who's got a lot of skill in the wet. Those two drivers very close together. Henry Walter and Charlie Jackson make up row 4. The rest of the top 10 made up of by Chrissy Harding and Ethan Vince Adotsy, with Hugh Moreton starting in 11th position, showing actually, relatively speaking, a fair amount of pace in this one in that 11th place. Series newcomer John Dove is in 12th. Carl Jackson, another debutant, in 13th. Yachi Lowe makes up the rest of the grid. So here we go, Barney Williams on pole position, hoping to make some good progress here inside of Split 2 race 1. It's the first race of the day. Keep an eye on the digital flag. That will indicate when this race gets underway, and it's green flag and away we go, ready to get going. Barney Williams getting a decent start in the wet here. Miles Harding bogs down a little bit, he'll lose out of position on the outside line. Adam Thompson's got a fantastic overspeed into turn number 2, looks to the outside of Andy Laister, squeezes all the way around the outside but through into turn 3, isn't quite able to continue on his progress. Miles Harding now all over the back of kart 105, which is ahead of him. That is Adam Thompson, goes to the inside line but isn't quite able to find a way through. Raj Kular makes a huge mistake, loses out on a couple of positions all the way from 2nd down into what I believe is going to be 7th place, as Miles Harding still struggles to get the grip to get past Adam Thompson in these very tricky conditions, Luke.
Yeah, Adam Thompson, as we see now, right behind Andy Laister. Andy Laister got a good start there, running up in P3 at the moment. Adam Thompson now in 4th as they go through turn 6, now heading into turn 7. He's going up the inside. Good overtake that is by Adam Thompson. Can he hold it though on the slippery up part of the track on the inside? You can see from Miles' onboard that the two of them are still side by side as they head down into cliff top chicane, and that is a good move then by Adam Thompson on the inside where there is less grip. He's now through it up into P3.
Cliff drop's so quick as now Adam makes his way into turn number 8, and by the looks of things, Andy actually dropping off a little bit as we see Miles Harding as they go up the hill through the bus stop. Miles trying to get a good exit onto the railway straight to try and challenge Andy Laister here, but he's brought up a little bit. Adam now goes to the outside line. This is a brave move from Adam Thompson. If he can pull that off, it's Barney Williams, who has dropped away from the lead of the race, goes to the outside line, can't quite make his way through into turn 10. There's a spinner and Adam just narrowly avoids him. Now looks to capitalise to get ahead of Barney, trying to force his way forward as the spinner is able to get back going again reasonably quickly. Adam trying to get that line through turn 11 to get past Barney Williams, but isn't able to find a way through.
Yeah, that was Samuel Bennett then. He just spun on the brakes going into turn number 9, so the third to last corner of the circuit. Round he went, and turn 10 actually, and yeah, round he went, so did Miles Harding too in avoidance. So Samuel Bennett then, who had taken the early lead, he's dropped down to P3. As we can see now from Adam's onboard, he is on the inside of Barney Williams as they come out of turn number 4, but Barney's got the outside line, he's got the better exit, courtesy of having more grip on the outside away from the conventional racing line. But Adam Thompson getting the cut back here, going through turn 5, he's trying to get the exit here, trying to get the exit speed on the run down to turn 6, but isn't able to get through there. But good racing between these two as they dice for the lead of the race.
Barney Williams had a little tap on the barrier on the left-hand side as he went through turn 6, now turn 7, as Miles Harding is involved in all sorts of battling. Ethan Vince Adotsy, one of them, was side by side for the lead of the race as well. You'll see both of these on your screen as Barney Williams just about defends. Now Miles Harding tries to get past Vince Adotsy, and all the way around he goes, and out of contention for the time being. Miles Harding, that's so frustrating. He was just at such a slow speed. The second he applied the throttle, he goes again. The second he applied the throttle, couldn't quite get that kart pointing in the right direction. Adam Thompson now under pressure from Samuel Bennett behind as he tries to attack still Barney Williams. Puts his hand up as a bit of a please work with me, because they've lost about a second already to Barney Williams.
Yeah, they have. That was good overlap then by Samuel Bennett as they came out of turn number 8. He just peered briefly into shot, but Adam Thompson's held on for the time being as he's now up the inside as Barney Williams goes wide as well. They're going to be 3 abreast here as they head into turn number 11, the final corner on the lap. It's Adam Thompson who's up the inside, trying to use the grippy concrete on the inside to try and keep the inside line, but now that's Samuel Bennett who's got the run in. He's just come out of nowhere there. Where's Barney Williams gone? Samuel Bennett's up the inside, but Adam Thompson just about holds on around the outside of turn 1. That was great racing there between the top 3. Samuel Bennett, Barney Williams and Adam Thompson. It was actually Samuel Bennett who led across the start finish line, but Adam Thompson held on around the outside of turn 1 off the conventional racing line where there is more grip, and he is now through into the lead.
And he's got good value for that lead as well as Charlie Jackson trying to find a bit of space to get ahead of Henry Walter, but can't quite do so. Adam then possibly with a bit of a defensive job to do in the later stages of this race. 7 minutes to go. Charlie Jackson looks for the exit, but he's sliding all the way through. You can see in the downpour it's just so tricky to get the power down in these two strokes. You've got a lot of power in your right foot, and the drivers just struggled to get that power applied effectively, and that really affected Charlie Jackson here, who still tries to attack Henry Walter himself, is trying to get past Andy Laister, but Andy is very far ahead of this pack. Adam Thompson, meanwhile, very far ahead now of Samuel Bennett and Barney Williams.
Yeah, he is putting a gap, isn't he? We just saw it on the static camera as well, so he's starting to pull a gap now on the drivers behind. Shout out to Raj Kular, by the way. She spun out, as we saw on that one, when she had initially got the whole shot. She lost it on the brakes going to turn 4, but she's doing a good job here of recovering back through the field. She's actually recently engaged to Henry Walter, so they are fiancés racing together here in this race, and she's doing good here to pull away from Andy Laister, who's currently in 5th place, and she may be able to catch back up to the drivers in front, as we're now seeing some yellow flags coming into the final 2 corners. Not quite sure what's going on there. I think they're cleared now, and we're back racing again.
Yeah, possibly a barrier repair or something, just getting a tyre that has been taking a bit of abuse in this race. Back in, oh, there's another one, as it's Miles Harding, 3rd spin of the day. 2 of them came consecutively, now into turn 10. Miles just gets braking very wrong. It's a tricky corner, turn 10, to get right, particularly in the wet. Brakes always wanted to send you around the rear brakes on these D-Maxes, and Miles just having a difficult day.
Yeah, he did a really good job in quali. He qualified right after Sharpin up in P5, but it was in front of Adam Thompson even in quali. But yeah, you can see he's struggling with consistency here today. Every time he gets going again, he does catch the karts up in front, but then he does crash again. I think it is Miles' 2nd time ever driving a D-Max kart in the wet, so he is quite new to all this, and yeah, clearly struggling to get on top of the D-Max brakes in the wet, which, to be fair, having done from experience, is quite tricky. I think that's Charlie Jackson there. I think he just got into the wall going into turn number 6 there. It was a little clip of the tyre wall on the outside of turn number 6 there, but he has got going again. He's held on to P7.
Miles Harding has been making some good progress the last couple of minutes. He's caught up a little bit to the kart just ahead of him after having a very difficult race so far. Spun a few times in the last couple of minutes or so, and now really trying to put the hammer down and catch up to these guys. Meanwhile, Henry Walter has held his gap a little bit to Andy Laister, if not caught up slightly in the last couple. Miles is really fighting this car. This is Ethan Vincentozzi as well. You can just about see this at the top of your picture. He's trying to chase after Chrissy Harding and is very close to the rear of Chrissy at the moment as they make their way into turn 5. Miles has got a fantastic view of this, at least during the straight bits. Anyway, Ethan looking for just an opportunity to try and find a way through. Meanwhile, still looking to chase after that driver just ahead of him, taking such a wide line into turn 6. And Ethan still now alongside Chrissy Harding. There's the move down the inside line. Can Ethan get the drag as they make their way down into turn 8? I don't think so. Chrissy Harding holds on for now.
Yeah, she does. Still side by side as they head through the cliff drop. Now going into turn 8, looks like it's Chrissy who's just held on there, just cut him off coming out of the cliff drop chicane. So Chrissy holds on to 9th place for the time being, although that's a move there with the inside, isn't it? Ethan Vincentozzi at the inside of Chrissy Harding going into turn 8, now going through the bus chicane, still side by side, and Chrissy held on once more, but they are very much battling. Those two know each other from Team Sport Crawley, so that's where Chrissy is chief instructor. Oh, that's Charlie Jackson, another Team Sport Crawley driver. He's just spun, so he's further up the road. He's just spun it going into turn number 10, but he has held on to his position, so he's in 7th place at the moment. He's held on, but this has now allowed Miles Harding to catch up. This battling in front, and Ethan Vincentozzi goes side by side with Chrissy Harding as Miles loses the back end there. Chris, is that moved there by Ethan? It is, so Ethan's now through on Chrissy Harding, and Ethan's now up into P9. John Dove, by the way, is the driver in front in the Mercedes replica suit, and he's trying to get involved on the action too. So they head down into turn number 1. These are still battling as Chrissy goes in deep there, and John Dove, he is through, and he's up in 7th place, as there's Ethan Vitsadosi. He's just spun out as well as all that is happening. I think he may have just lost it coming on the power, coming out to turn number 1, and he is now gone round and he is off in the trees. So that's a bit unfortunate there for Ethan Vitsadosi, and that has allowed Miles Harding to get through, and he is now up into what I believe is 10th position.
And it will be close as to whether Adam Thompson gets one more lap in here. I think he's just about going to receive the last lap board this time by, as Miles Harding tries to get alongside but isn't able to quite get through. That exit is just so tricky for him at the moment. 15 seconds to go in the race then. Is there going to be checkered flag this time by, or is it going to be last lap this time by for Adam Thompson? Let's wait and see as he makes his way around the final corner. Miles Harding still trying to create something here. 2 seconds to go. I think we're going to get the checkered flag, and we do, and it's Adam Thompson, his first victory in the EKS. Miles Harding, meanwhile, inside the cliff drop chicane, goes down the inside and is able to salvage something from this very, very tricky race for him. But Adam Thompson is the victorious driver. Miles Harding now trying to go a little bit defensive here, trying to get himself into that 8th position. Everyone else streams across the line. It's Samuel Bennett in 2nd position, Barney Williams in 3rd, albeit quite significantly down from Adam Thompson, who's halfway around his in-lap here. Miles Harding then just a couple of corners still to defend, gets turn 9 ever so slightly wrong, and now turn 10, which he struggled with a lot so far today. Can he continue this defence? He can by the looks of things, and those drivers just ahead of him look like they'll be pretty line of stern through the final corner as well. As here we go, it will be checkered flag for everyone behind. Miles Harding finishing in 10th position by the looks of things. A small drag race just ahead of him, where actually it looks like that Ethan Vitsadosi has been overtaken, Luke.
Yeah, it's Carl Jackson there who was battling with John Dove, and Carl just about held on there on his debut in EKS to hold on 2 P8 ahead of John Dove, with Miles Harding coming home in 10th. Adam Thompson ended up taking a debut victory then in that race. He's been a stalwart of the series since round 7 last year, and he ended up winning that race by more than 7.5 seconds ahead of Samuel Bennett. He was nearly a second quicker than everyone else out on track as well, with a fast lap of a 1 minute 40.1. Samuel ended up coming home in 2nd place. He's never not finished second in class in a race in the EKS. He's kept his record up, and Barney Williams came home in P3 as the top heavyweight driver, just ahead of Raj Kular in 4th. Just behind Raj Kular, you had Andy Laister, and then you had Raj's fiance coming home in P6, that is Henry Walter, and then you had a father and son duo coming home in 7th and 8th place. It's Charlie Jackson ahead of his dad, Carl Jackson, in 7th and 8th, with Carl going side by side with John Dove at the end of that race. They're going through the final corner. It was Carl Jackson who just about came out on top, ahead of John, who was making his debut in the series today. Miles Harding ended up coming home in P10, had a series of spins in that race as we saw, but he ended up coming back through the field and finished in P10 ahead of his wife Chrissy Harding, with Hugh Moreton and Yachido then running out the field. Ethan Vitsadosi finished 13th on the road, but he got disqualified after the race for coming in 3/4 of a kilo underweight. We can now join Ethan, Adam Thompson, Samuel Bennett and Raj Kular down the pit lane, where they're joined by Matthew Bolton.
I'm here with race winner, Adam Thompson. Congratulations.
Thanks very much. Yeah, it was a great race out there. I love these conditions, really. It was, moist, nice, easy to get around. I love this sort of thing, drifting around, good fun.
You certainly looked comfortable at the front leading that race, extending your advantage every single lap. Are you looking forward to it drying up, or would you wish it stays wet?
To be honest, I wish it stays like this. I'm much better like this, really. If the light guys just destroy you when it gets dry, that's for sure.
Well, enjoy it, because you certainly look like you enjoyed it.
Cheers, just hope it stays on. Thanks very much.
Good luck for the rest of the afternoon.
Nice one, cheers mate.
So I'm here with Sam Bennett after split 2, heat 1. How was that?
It was a pretty interesting race. Started off in 3rd, worked my way up to 1st, and then had a little spin, which I didn't really enjoy. Then went back down to 3rd. Ended up getting back up to 1st and then spun again, so just got 2nd after that. Just had to keep the position, really.
So I'm here with Raj Kular after split 2, heat 1, and I think we have split 1, heat 1 and qualifying going out, so we may have a little bit of noise, but we'll do this quickly. Raj, how was that race?
Fun but frustrating, I would say.
Yeah, I mean, it looked like you had a fantastic start but recovered well after a spin.
Yeah, I was proud of my recovery. So yeah, I can't complain too much, and I'm usually not that great in the wet, so I enjoyed it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, well, hoping it gets a bit drier. It certainly looks like it with the sun beating down on my back.
Yeah, I was taking the dry line, to be honest. I found there was actually quite a lot of grip in the dry line, so I was doing quite different to everyone else, but it seemed to work. Apart from the spin, of course, but yeah.
Apart from the spin, but as long as it works, it works. Good luck for the rest of the afternoon.
Thank you.
Yeah, I hope it gets less frustrating. Yes.
Thank you.
So I'm here with Ethan Vincidosi after split 2, heat 1.
Shout out, Chrissy.
How was that?
Mate, it was an absolute mare. I can't swear, can I?
Unfortunately not.
I'm cheesed off, for sure. Qualifying just wasn't that great. I couldn't really get the bearings of the track and the karts. And then with just on the race, I was trying to push, but every time that I got close to someone, I'd get too stressed about not making an overtake, and then just spinning the kart out. It was a nightmare. Especially this corner here is an absolute mare. These two are the slippiest corners, so I was just that's why I was trying to make overtakes as well.
The fast sweeper after the back straight into the tight second to last hairpin certainly is a challenging set of corners at the best of times, let alone in the wet. We'll be looking out for you when things dry up.
Yeah, fingers crossed. That's
fingers
where I
crossed
drive,
things get a little bit better. Thank you very much, mate.
Thank you very much.